and unpaired. For example, parietal bone, yellow color, parietal bone. So, this bone very easy. Bones, pair bones, has quadrangular shape. It means has 4 angles and 4 borders. So this angle has name frontal, occipital because it is frontal, it is occipital region. It is sphenoid because it is bone which connect with parietal sphenoid bone, light yellow color. And this bone angle has name mastoid because this process which you touch behind your ear, it is mastoid process. It's mastoid process, yes. Sphenoid, mastoid, frontal, occipital, and 4 borders. It is anterior of frontal, occipital, sagittal. You know, sagittal means arrow, like arrow. Squamoso, squama means scale. If you know, it is fish. Fish has covers. Fish. It is covers of skin of fish, similar of scale. Scale. Squamosus means squama. And you see, it is surface has tuber elevation, tuber parietale, more difficult. Foramen parietale. And its surface has name external. It is cerebral. Why? Because inside lies cerebrum, brain. And on the sagittal border, you see groove. This groove you see more better on this place. This groove has name sulcus. Sulcus means groove. Sulcus sagittalis, sulcus sinus sagittalis superioris. So this groove has 3 bones. Frontal bone has parietal bone and occipital, because this groove lie in the center, inside. You see? So it is groove, for example, on the frontal bone. This in the center, you see? Frontal bone. It is occipital bone. This groove, and near of sagittal border. How you know that it is right bone? For me, more easy about if I see this foramen, it is opening a hole. This foramen lie on the sagittal border and near of posterior side. Backward. But if I rotate, it is more anterior, near of anterior side, and I know it is right bones, right parietal bones. That's all very easy. And you see many grooves. It is grooves for arterias, because arterias press on this place and forms groove. Sulci arteriosi, Latin name. And you see impressions. Like I press of my fingers. Impressiones digitate. Digitus, you know, it is finger. Impressiones means impression. Not difficult. It is anywhere, but better you see on the frontal bone near of orbit. Next, occipital bone. Occipital bone, very easy bone. When you learn bones of skull, necessary know parts. I ask parts. It is squama. Squama means scale. Squama occipitalis, this one. It is pars basilaris, basilar part, in the center, this. And 2 lateral part, pars lateralis. On the basilar part, you necessarily know 2 elements. Clivus. Clivus, it means smooth surface which has oblique way. Clivus, inside, and inside, and outside tuberculum, tubercle. Tuberculum pharyngeum. Pharynx, you know, it is throat. Tuberculum pharyngeum. 2 elements only. That's all. Next, on the squama, necessary know some elements, few elements. Protuberantia occipitalis externa. Protuberantia, if you remember, protuberantia mentalis. Protuberantia means elevation. Protuberantia occipitalis externa. Protuberantia occipitalis interna. crista accipitalis externa, crista accipitalis interna. Crista means crest. Crest. Like cock crest, you know, cock has crest. So, and this groove, you know, sulcus sinus sagittalis superioris. It is my bone, like my bone. I take like my bone. It is transverse sinus. Sulcus sinus transversus. It is transverse way. Yes? And protuberancia plus 4 elements. These elements similar of cross. Similar of cross. Eminentia cruciata, similar of knee. Knee joint has ligamentum cruciatum, like cross, but cross straight shaped. So, if I ask protuberance, necessary show invescente. If I ask eminentia cruciatum, necessary show more broad part. You see, protuberance invescente. Eminentia cruciatum, it means crest, elevation, which has cross-shaped crest. It is a Russian name, cross-shaped. And that's all about squama. And last part, lateral part. It is condylus accipitalis, condyle, occipital condyle. It is place which connect with atlas, atlas. Yes, it is place atlas. And if you remember, I said concave and convex correspond to surface. Condylus accipitalis, not difficult. If you see condylus accipitalis, you know below of condylus you see channel. This channel has name canalis hypoglossalis. Hypoglossal channel. Gloss means tongue. Hypo means below. So many students confuse this channel. How learn easy? If you look, so for these students, so if you look at bone straight, you don't see this channel. Necessary look below. If you want to rotate bone, turn on. You see? If you look straight, you don't see this channel. Necessary look below of condyle. For your students, for your group. So if you look straight, you don't see channel. Necessary rotate, and you see below.
Yes.
So channel has name canalis hypoglossalis. It is one name. Another name canalis nervi hypoglossalis. How you want. Notch, jugular notch. Today you know jugular notch on the sternum.
Yes.
It is jugular notch on the occipital bone. And processus jugularis, incisura jugularis. Very easy bone, only difficult for students canalis. Why? Because near you see invagination, fossa candilaris, which continue to canalis candilaris. Canalis candilaris I see when I look at bone straight. But channel necessary look below and oblique, not straight, oblique. You understood? So it is occipital bone, not difficult. Next, frontal bone. Frontal bone has 3 parts. Squama. Squama means scale. Squama frontalis, 1. Nasal part, small cuboid-shaped part, and orbital part. Orbital means a cavity on the skull. This orbit, it means orbit. So 2 parts orbital. On the nasal cavity you see opening. This opening has name apertura sinus frontalis. Apertura means opening.
Aperture.
It is entrance. Which has continua. So it means inside present cavity. You see cavity. This cavity has name sinus frontalis. Differences. For example, I ask him, sinus frontalis, necessary look in this place, on this place. If I ask him, apertura sinus frontalis, necessary show on this place. If you remember thorax, when I explain thorax, apertura thoracis superior, it is entrance, apertura thoracis inferior, exit. So it is entrance. You understood?
Yes.
So in the center you see septum. Septum means separate plate, which divide on 2 cavity. So this cavity difference, individual difference, shape, size, any difference. So it is sinus frontalis. It is place where contain air. 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 It means this bone has name pneumatic bone. Pneuman, it means air. Pneuman, pneumatic, pneumatic, pneuman. It is pneuman. It is air. It is Greek name. It is English name. So why some bones of skull has cavity? Because skull weight of skull becomes more easy. It is one moment, and another moment all cavity of most of cavity communicate with nasal cavity. Why? Because, for example, you can breathe through mouth. Yes, you can breathe.
Yes.
But you breathe through nose. Why? Because this cavity on this place is stopped air and becomes warm, becomes wet and protect. Protect because inside of nasal cavity present eyelids, hairs, large and eyelids, small eyelids which move to outside. His direction to outside. It is eyelids microscopic, not large eyelids, like eyelids. So cilia, yes. And what? So necessary know about cavity. It is structure pneumatic bone. So nasal cavity necessary know only one element. For example, apertura sinus frontalis. I ask him on the next class. It is apertura lie on which part? Necessary say nasal part. Another question, opposite question. On the nasal part, what you know? Elements of nasal part. Necessary say apertura sinus frontalis. Necessary know elements and necessary know parts. Where lies these elements? Where presented these elements? So it is squama. It is tuber. I can touch. Yes. It is different shape, size. Tuber frontale. One. Next. Please don't show me both. It is one. It is next. So one. This. Tuber frontale, not tuberculum. Tuberculum means small. Tuber means large elevation. Next, arcus superciliaris. Eyebrow, it is supercilia, Latin name. Arcus superciliaris lie above this border. But this border has name margo supraorbitalis. Supraorbital, you understood, above of orbit. Margo means border. 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 Border, you know what means border? Necessarily owned by heart or by road. Glabella. Glabella, it is Latin name and English name. Glabella, it is smooth surface between two eyebrow. It's in the center. And above of invagination. Between fronts, forehead and nose present invagination. Yes?
Yes.
But glabella lie above or this invagination. Glabella. Glabella, not on this place. Glabella. So, and processus zygomaticus, zygomatic process, because it is process connect with zygomatic node. And it is external surface, internal surface, necessary repeat sulcus sinus sagittalis superioris. This groove you repeat 3 times. 1, 2, 3 bones. In the center, sorry, in the center, it is like my bone. I look at foramen. I know if I find it is sagittal border. You understand? Next. And maybe absent on this structure. On the frontal bone present foramen. Foramen cecum. Foramen cecum. But it is not right because red color. Dark red class. Foramen cecum. What means cecum? Means blind. Blind foramen. Blind because absent any communications. Blind. Blind foramen. Foramen cecum. And it's all about absent this bone. Ethmoid bone. It is unpaired bone. You see dark red color, dark red, Bordeaux. Yes, it is not purple. Yeah? Purple, not
red
purple.
velvet.
Red. Purple, light purple.
Dark
It is.
red.
Dark red.
Dark red. Dark red one. You see inside. Dark red on the orbit. You see.
Yes.
Second part.
نصور من عندك أحسن.
And inside, you are tired. And inside of nasal cavity, you see? Very difficult place. 1, 2, 3. It means these bones take part where forms orbit, where forms nasal cavity, where forms this fossa. Fossa cranii anterior. Fossa cranii means skull. Fossa of skull anterior. So this bone has many cavities, small cavities, different size, shapes. Cavity has name cellula, cellula et menindalis. It means this bone, it is a pneumatic bone, which has cavity. Next, this bone has 3 parts. This part in the center, it is lamina perpendicularis. Lamina means plate, sheet, similar of sheet. Lamina perpendicularis, perpendicular means. And his upper part has name Crista galli. Crista means crest, galli means cock. Cock, you know, cheek. In cheek it is female, male cock. Cock. Crest of cock has name. It is upper part. So lamina perpendicularis not difficult, you see. And you can touch your nose, not in the upper part because, anterior part, because it is cartilage. And on the backward, you see bones, you see in the center. Red, dark red color, you see. So this perpendicular plate forms nasal septum nasi. Septum, it means plate which
Partition.
divide onto half of nasal cavity, this. Next, it has name labyrinthus. Labyrinthus, you know what means labyrinth? Labyrinth? Labyrinth. No? Labyrinth means, it is English name. Labyrinth means, for example, I go to some places and I can't, it is exit labyrinths.
Maze. It's like a maze.
Maybe. I confuse and labyrinth. It is labyrinth.
Like maze.
Labyrinth. It is English name when I
Yeah, it's
look
maze. It's like a
labyrinth.
maze.
So it is